What's up, everybody? It's just your friendly neighborhood head case here. Wanted to do a quick sort of self-indulgent video about FortressCraft. Basically wanted to show my world off because as we enter next gen consoles, this stuff's going to go away and it'll be lost forever as an indie title. Of course, we'll have the Minecrafts and the other builders that'll emerge, but just wanted to have a record of this world that I'd started, and obviously is far from finished. So I'll try to take it easy on the controls here, as not to make you sick. So grab your tube socks, your tube of toothpaste, and we will take a little tour here. The idea of this world was basically to have a flat world. As you can see, it's not very big right now, and I'll tell you why in a second, and I'll point out some of the features of FortressCraft. And of course, this game's come a long way, and they have all kinds of custom sort of things in the game. You can see right now I've made a custom leaf, and it's animated with their custom features. You can see there's actually water in there. A lot of the pots right there with the fire in it are all custom. The tree blocks and everything that are all custom blocks. The stairs right there is a custom block. So I'll try to point that stuff out. Basically, what I wanted to do was make an Egyptian world that's touched by the future. You can see the game is generating right there. The idea was the longer you have this on, the more nodes and stuff the game would produce and generate better. You can see this is unfinished because basically it's my third world in FortressCraft, and Minecraft came out and everybody jumped on that and sort of abandoned FortressCraft. But remember, this was out a year before Minecraft on console, that is. So us console players sort of gravitated towards this cheap 240 Microsoft point alternative to Minecraft. So basically what I wanted to do again was have an Egyptian world touched by the future. You can see the main pyramid here up at the top. We've got again more custom blocks here with planters and the leaves blowing in the wind. Let's see here. I've got my monument here. These statues that I've built. Over here, what you can see is a V22 Osprey. Again, I sort of wanted to make this game this contradictory environment of these Egyptians having like all this futuristic things that they had encountered, and just wondering why I have no game sound right. There we go. Okay, so the game sound is working. Again, a V22 Osprey. When I stopped playing this game, they had just introduced motion animations for the different custom blocks. So you can see here is one of my first attempts at getting some motion involved in these propellers here to make just to add another feature to this. So go ahead and swoop down here and check this out. I made all of this thing is constructed to get that roundness to everything, and curvature. All this stuff is custom blocks. That's part of the reason why my world takes so long to generate, is because everything is custom. And of course in Minecraft, apparently on the PC, you can get smaller than 1 cube, like those are made of, the ground is made out of cubes. In FortressCraft you were able to make custom things like these pots you see. Very detailed things in the shop, which I'll show you in a second. Again, I'm not going to go into all the features of FortressCraft because I'm by no means an expert. These are all custom benches, by the way, that I made. Everything in here is custom blocks made in the crafting area. And the reason is, again, because I stopped playing it, and they came out with so many more things that you can do. Again, we're in the cockpit now of the V22 Osprey, and I'll just head out the back here just to show you one little thing that I started doing. You can see that there's like hidden underground tunnels that lead you to various features, and we will explore those in a second. Just gonna head over here. Again, I was gonna make a river around this flat area. The idea was to have this flat world that people could come in and create anything they wanted to, and that we would have these sort of question marks around, and people would go down and go, oh, what's down here? And so anybody could have their own room, essentially underground, and explore it as if you were exploring ancient Egypt. I've got it on a machinima setting right now, which turns off the HUD, so I will probably not only make you sick in this video a couple times from the motion, but I'm likely to also say the word Minecraft a billion times too, because that's what everybody's used to now. We'll just take a real quick tour around this. The idea behind this, you can see I've got custom hieroglyphics even that I've made on some of these obelisks. Trees with the motion again. Each side of the pyramid a little bit different and leading to a different place. This is essentially, the idea was to have this be the tip of the iceberg. Above it, as people that have played, obviously very unfinished, above it, as people have played this, know that there is a central spawn point in every world that looks like this. So people would be spawning on top of the pyramid. So again, I'll just do a quick roundabout. There's some experimentation settings that I was doing here, and this would be the idea of the surface world. Very Egyptian, but again touched by modern technology. So let's go ahead and show you why this is the tip of the iceberg. Again, I haven't been in this game for about, well, since it at least a year, so this is kind of fun for me going back, and like I said, I'm probably going to get us lost as we go and venture in here. I'll show you real quick why this is the tip of the iceberg, and we'll play just the tip. We're entering the pyramid now. What I've done is encase your, I can't even remember what they called this, and of course everybody's gonna call me a nub on YouTube. Anyway, you had your crafting shop here, and you could make anything you wanted custom. So obviously I have some things here from the last thing I made. You can see these black round wheels. That's what it was actually. These are the wheels for the V22 Osprey that are out there. You can see the stem in the middle and the wheels on the side. And whatever you made here became a custom block that you could then take outside and build with. Same with these pots that I've mentioned. Now, what I'm going to show you in here is that inside this pyramid, it's not just that dinky pyramid you saw out there. This is the dinky one you saw out there. This pyramid is fargan huge. You can see right now I'm flying around with a jetpack, which is one of the relics in FortressCraft. Similar to creative mode in Minecraft, but when you start out the game you don't have that, so I had to build something that people entering the world could get around even if they were going around on foot. So you can essentially be inside this huge pyramid that took me ages to fill in. Again, that's where we came from up there. I'll try to, again, be easy on the stick as not to make people really ill. So obviously I didn't get to finishing these things and putting in all the crazy stuff that I wanted to put in there. But we've got one of the rooms that I did do, that I was experimenting with some of the lighting effects that you could do in FortressCraft, is this room, and it's one of my favorite rooms and one of the reasons why I love FortressCraft. You can see it's almost like a ballroom, and as we come in here you'll see that what I've done is make red bricks and lit them, essentially backlit them to illuminate and make it look like lit up red panels. Again, we're in a completely encased room, so there's no ambient light, so everything you see in here, including the chandelier, these custom lights on the ground, are actually lighting this ballroom. And again, didn't get to bring this room to its full potential, but wanted to have these various environments that people walked in and were kind of like, oh wow, what a grand room, you know, a cool area. So again, custom chandelier. Let's head up here. Okay. Now, before I show you what is to my back, we're going to head up here. Again, all kinds of secrets in FortressCraft and Minecraft, which is why I love these games. You had basically, again, hold your get an airplane sack so I don't make you sick here. In fact, I may turn the machine off. This was a room right here that I'll show you in a second. But what I wanted people to do is be able to discover, hey, there's a staircase back here, and wander down the staircase, and all of a sudden they are on top of the chandelier of this grand ballroom that they would then go in, and what do we have? We have another touch of Egypt, and we have some more dudes in this room on the side of the pyramid, because this room is built off the pyramid. So that's kind of fun. And then they would walk obviously through the door and enter the very large pyramid. Okay, so just again, one of the rooms, custom blocks for all the pillars and things like that that we've got here. So let's go up. Actually, yeah, let's go up here. The idea was to have everything connected, to have you walk around, explore everything. Okay, one of the fun things you could do in FortressCraft with the custom blocks is make very detailed furniture. So as you can see here, again, trying to be easy on the stick for you. I know you like that. Nice and easy. We've got like a little clubhouse here. We've got skylights that go outside, fountains in here. You can see I used the red illumination for around the room. Again, this is not near finished what I had in mind, but we've moved on, and you can only spend so much time in these games before it becomes just like a lost cause. All custom furniture and things like that that I've built, and there's of course that hidden staircase that we've got there. And this is just like a lounge area that I wanted people to walk in and be, like, oh cool, a lounge area I've discovered. These again are the fountains serve a dual purpose. They're staircases basically, and again skylights to keep it nice and bright. What you did was these were part of a feature outside. So you've got one entrance there. You've got obviously a skylight is part of the chandelier, which is right there. Looks like a carpeted area or something, a rug outside, and you've got this here. So that's basically what I did. And then behind this one right here, also the stairway leads into those clubhouses that are right there as well. The idea was to have each side of the pyramid be a little bit different and contain, you can see the question mark, contain a place to go. So if I, for instance, went down this stairwell, we would be in this clubhouse that we saw before again, but behind the stairs you would have more places to go. Obviously that's future planning. Up here you can see there is a hallway that surrounds the entire pyramid. And as people would venture through these hallways, they would discover different rooms off the different sides of the pyramids, and they would come to a question mark. Of course, they could enter from this side of the pyramid as well, and always have something to discover. So let's go discover what's down here. Don't lose your lunch. Again, this is fully lit by the torches, you can see, very similar to Minecraft. And people will be like, where the fuck is this leading? Where the hell? And always one for grand entrances. And remember, Egypt touch with some modern flair. And Egypt now underground, as you saw, has a Starbucks. So what I did is create an underground box and modeled sort of the horizon and sky, lit it with blue lights, sort of an evening sky, and we come in here and you can see the outdoor seating area for the Starbucks logo. You've got Starbucks cups with straws on the tables and the umbrellas over the tables. I'll just do a quick pass of this room and then we'll go into the Starbucks, because most people don't know that ancient Egypt, after building those pyramids, they needed a Starbucks. They needed an ice cold frappuccino to get through the day. So let's go in. We've got the glass wall. All this stuff is custom work. Again, the tables, you've got a countertop and you've got all of your BS that you can buy at the counter. Your coffee makers, your cash registers, your refrigerators, that type of stuff. We've even got mats on the floor because the baristas are messy people. Let's face it. Alright, even got ductwork in here, right? You can tell I've been in my share of Starbucks. Mostly this is like an experiment, like what can I build in here? You know, Starbucks would have lots of things to build and detail work to do, so let's push this shit and see what we can do. Again, trying to get out of here. Most of this stuff has to be accessible by people that don't have jetpacks. I'm trying to navigate and sort of fly through it with a jetpack, so we're going to get stuck a couple times. So that was just one idea of how you could have these sort of monuments and places of discovery for people to find. Let's go look at another one that I've done over this way. Okay, so obviously queso. I keep saying queso. That's like cheese, right? There is the V-22 Osprey. People would come over to this side and enter and go. Oh, I just discovered something. I can go down here. And again, we try to keep our lunch as I go through here, right? So basically, got us lost. If you haven't puked yet, that is phenomenal. I mean, when you think about it, because I'm about to puke and I'm the one driving this bullshit. Again, hidden entrances. The one I wanted to show you was right here. Tiny pyramid. People walking around out here and would go, oh, there's something down here. This is one of the first ones I built. Again, which is a bit more ornate. Again, planned expansions off of there didn't come to pass. Ran out of time. Planned expansions off of these various ones, right? Where we're going, essentially, is an underground pyramid, and I made an observation room so that you could see that's where we're going. We're going into another underground pyramid. The entire world is above us, and that was the idea. The real floor is down there. The idea was to cover that floor in, have people make their own personal individual rooms, anything they wanted to be discovered under the ground. And we'll go see what's in that pyramid. We saw a Starbucks before. Chances are it's going to be something like a McDonald's or a Burger King or something. Wait, this is not looking very McDonald's or Egyptian. This is looking very futuristic. Okay. Okay, very perhaps alien. And what we have here, as everybody knows, the real founders of ancient Egypt, is their flying saucer from their visitors. So inside that pyramid we saw, I have built a floating flying saucer with a door so that you can go into it. All custom bricks to get that roundness. Would have liked to stay in FortressCraft and do even better on this and learn how to do even more rounder, cylindrical types of shapes. Let's see if I can actually get up in there. It's a little bit fiddly with trying to fly. Okay, I did it. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, obviously I didn't get anywhere in building inside of here. Just got this and moved on to something else. Was starting to do a more of like a holodeck Star Trek type of thing where it's going to have a solar system flying around here. It was kind of like navigational thing. These are all custom controls that were part of what I did for the Osprey above. Working on that stuff. So lots of fun things you can do, and again, flying saucer. Okay, let's try not to get sick as we head out of here. You can see there is a day-night cycle. The sun is setting. The moon is just over here. I'm sure there's some things that I in the tunnels. I'm trying to think real quick what I've left out, because there's, well, let's just have a dip down here, and obviously you can see there's some experimentation. These are the red windows from the ballroom you saw. This is the encasement for the Starbucks to make it look as if there's an outside area at night. Again, very self-indulgent video, just so I have a record of this. I actually had a previous world that had a ginormous Air Force One. It was fully detailed, and that was back when we had griefers, and I had somebody enter my world and start placing a shit ton of dynamite, and ultimately blew half of it up, and I couldn't bring myself to recreate it. There was the observation room for that pyramid, where the spaceship is in there. Barring a few things that were probably that I'm missing, I think that's probably about it. Again, so a lot of this stuff took an ass ton of time to fill in this huge pyramid. Was something of a Herculean task, and just a crazy undertaking. So yeah, with that, don't forget to visit mojo-interactive.net. Tune in to our weekly podcast, which is Mojo Radio on iTunes or your Android devices, anything like that. And thanks for watching, guys.